After Napoli lifted their first Serie A title in 33 years, there was hope across Naples. With a manager like Spalletti, along with Victor Osimhen, who was the league's top goal scorer, and Kvaratskhelia, it seemed like a new era was beginning. Fast forward to the end of the 2024 season, and Osimhen doesn't want to play in Italy anymore, Spalletti is no longer managing the club, and Napoli finished 10th as they put on one of the worst title defenses in Serie A history. But ever since Antonio Conte's arrival, Napoli is back to making every team in the Serie A fear them. So what exactly has Conte done to get Napoli back to winning ways? The 2023 season really was a magical time if you were a Napoli fan. They had arguably the best attacking duo in the world in Osimhen and Kvara. Osimhen, the Nigerian striker, was the league's top goal scorer with 26 goals, showcasing just how good he was in front of goal. Complementing him was Kvaratskhelia, a player with creativity and flair who added a new dimension to Napoli's attack. The two of them would destroy even the best defenses in Italy. Kvara was the type of player to be able to create something out of nothing, and Osimhen, well, he finished anything you gave him. But while the attack stole the headlines, Napoli's defense was rock solid too. They were anchored by the South Korean center back Kim Min-jae. His commanding performances and leadership at the back provided the team with so much defensive solidity that allowed them to make a title challenge. Then in the midfield with Stanislav Lobotka and Zielinski, they had the engine room. Two players who had an unlimited work rate and were able to dictate the tempo. And of course, all these talented players were being managed by an equally talented coach in Spalletti. The team played a high-pressing game, suffocating their opponent and regaining possession in advanced areas. Not only did they disrupt the opponent while they were building out of the back, but they also created so many goal-scoring opportunities. It's why they didn't just win Serie A, they absolutely dominated. They secured the title with 5 matches to spare, showing their consistency and their superiority over every single team in the league. None of the big boys from Juventus to Inter Milan could keep up with Spalletti's Napoli. But while the 2023 season was filled with joy, the 2024 season was a catastrophe. Napoli saw a dramatic downturn, finishing mid-table after just lifting the Scudetto. With Spalletti gone, Napoli found themselves in a period of uncertainty. Following his exit, they appointed Rudy Garcia, whose tenure failed. He wasn't able to inspire either the players or the fans, which led to his exit. Mazzarri returned to Napoli in October of 2023, but even he was unable to replicate the previous success, leading to his dismissal in February of 2024. Calzona was promoted to head coach in February 2024, however, even despite his efforts, Napoli still finished mid-table, a significant decline from their championship-winning campaign. As a result of the managerial carousel, Napoli's stars began to underperform as well. The team only registered an average of 1.38 goals per game in the 2024 season, a decline from the 2.03 goals per game in their title-winning campaign. Napoli no longer played the fluid attacking style that previously benefited Kvaratskhelia and Osimhen. All the different formations and playstyles disrupted the role of those two players, destroying their chemistry and leading to less goal-scoring opportunities. Both players faced fitness challenges as well, with Osimhen in particular dealing with multiple different injuries that hindered him from maintaining consistent performances. In that season, Kim had also gone to Bayern, leaving the defense vulnerable. Napoli conceded an average of 1.17 goals per game compared to 0.7 goals in the previous season. By February of 2024, Napoli had already conceded as many goals as they did in the entire campaign in the previous season. Combine all of these factors and it's not a surprise that there was such a steep fall-off. So when Conte arrived, he had a big job on his hands. Team morale was low and there were uncertainties about the qualities of the players. Were they just a one-season wonder? Well, if you want a good league campaign, there is no one better than Antonio Conte. He led Juventus to 3 consecutive titles from 2011 to 2014 and guided Inter Milan to a Serie A championship in the 2021 season, ending Juventus' 9-year dominance. As soon as he arrived, Conte implemented several key changes in order to rejuvenate Napoli. Despite having always been known as a 3-back manager, Conte went to a 4-back to better adapt to the players that Napoli had. Napoli's shape and possession is more like a 2-4-2-2, with the fullbacks occasionally moving forward and the midfielders like Lobotka and Anguissa rotating to form a back 3 when needed. In this shape, Conte is able to get the width he requires even though he's not playing with traditional wingbacks. Conte then made strategic signings. He reunited with Romelu Lukaku, who had thrived under his management at Inter Milan. He wanted Lukaku straight away, even when Osimhen was still at the club. The Belgian, well, he just fits exactly into what Conte wants from a striker. Lukaku's role goes way beyond just being a pure target man. He also acts as a facilitator, holding up the ball and laying it off for teammates who are making runs behind them. It's no wonder the Belgian got 4 goals and provided 5 assists in his first 11 matches in all competitions. Against Como, he scored and assisted the other 2 goals as Napoli beat them 3-1. Conte, with Lukaku up front, it's just a recipe for success no matter where they've played. Then the Italian reinforced the midfield by picking up Scott McTominay and Billy Gilmour. The 2 bolstered the midfield, providing a balance of physicality and some technical skill. McTominay offers that dynamic box-to-box play, and Gilmour has the playmaking ability to be able to dictate the tempo. Conte has strategically positioned McTominay in a central midfield role. Unlike how United tried to use him as a pivot, Conte has him playing further up the pitch, using his physicality and stamina to make runs into the opposition box. His work rate and tactical awareness have been vital in Conte's system, as it requires a compact defensive structure and quick transitions. McTominay is easily able to break up the opposition play and initiate counterattacks, which is exactly what Conte's objectives are. Of course, how can we talk about the attack and not mention Napoli's best player, Ivica Kvaratskhelia. Traditionally, Kvara is a left winger, but he's adapted to a more central role in Conte's system. Since Conte has put more emphasis on central overloads, you'll find Kvara playing more down the middle than he was traditionally on the left. But even through the middle, the Georgian has been able to disrupt the opposition defenses. His performances have been impressive. In 12 Serie A matches, he has recorded 5 goals, averaging a goal every 172 minutes. And has provided an assist approximately every 429 minutes. His ability to not just score but also create chances for others has been vital to Napoli's defensive success. Now, while the attack is in a 4-back, defensively this is still an Antonio Conte team. They transition to a 5-3-2 formation. Wingers such as Politano drop back to form a 5-man defensive line. The midfield trio closes together to limit central passing lanes, forcing the opposition to have to play out wide. They stay in a mid-block press, contain their shape, and wait for opportunities to hit on the counter with players like Kvara and Lukaku at the front. This defensive approach is the foundation of Conte's philosophy. It's his ability to win league titles. A compact shape followed by quick transitions. But beyond tactical adjustments, Conte has instilled a winning mentality within the squad. He's put an emphasis on discipline, work ethic, and a collective responsibility. It's a massive cultural shift from what we saw from Napoli in the 2024 season. No better example than the game against Parma, where Napoli came back from being 1-0 down to win 2-1 after scoring 2 goals back-to-back in the dying minute. Conte has transformed this team back to being a force to be reckoned with in Serie A. But there is still a club that is right on their neck, and that's Inter Milan. To see how Inter Milan has gone through a massive transformation as well, you have to check out this video right here.